Hey, what's up? So this is Corey, and I am coming to you from my back porch, suburbia. Alright, so I made this video because I wanted to go ahead and do some walkthrough solves for the Pyraminx. And little about how I do it. I average about 5 to 6 seconds, and I use purely the keyhole method. I do not use any other methods. Alright, I'm just going to random scramble to show you something. So I don't use any other methods, I just use keyhole. And I at least myself believe that I've gotten decent success with it using that method. And I think with some practice and some intuition, anyone can get that fast with keyhole. So, a few things about how I do keyhole. Just a few minor things. First of all, of course, I get this first block. And when I do the first block, I try to end up so that I'm holding it like this, like a bandage. And then fixing or orienting the centers. If I need to turn it counterclockwise, then I flick it with my thumb. If I need to turn it clockwise, then I'll just like literally wrist turn it. And just an example, like if I need to clockwise and counterclockwise, then I can do things like this. And if you get used to that kind of thing, it'll kind of flow. So yeah. So that wasn't really a walkthrough. That was just showing you like how I finger trick it and stuff. And I use a Shangxiao Pyraminx, which I highly recommend if you don't already use it. So anyway, on to the first one. And I'll put these scrambles in the description. Oh, I forgot to mention. I scramble it like WCA or whatever, like red front, blue bottom, and I have yellow over here and green over here. I believe it's different for some of their Pyraminxes, but you know, bear with me. I guess it's the best I can do. All right, so first scramble. So the first thing I do, of course, is I look for solved edges. And anyone who's really good at Pyraminx will tell you that inspection is really important. So, in this case, I don't see any solved edges, which really sucks. But you can still get a pretty good time if you find a good solution, I guess. What I would do right here is I see this non-yellow center, and when I refer to a center I say non-color because every center will involve all but one color. This is blue, red, green, non-yellow. So I would think, okay, this edge can be solved just by moving it up here. This edge would belong here, but I can't just move it there because it would be flipped. If I do this, move that, I can solve this edge by just moving this and then turning this again. And it's really intuition, like, I'm just showing you, like, you know, what I would do in this case. Now, in that case, because there was no solid edge, it would be difficult to look ahead, so in inspection, all I really looked for was this first block, and I don't like doing that, but a lot of the time I do, to be honest. It's not, excuse me, it's not good, but, you know, that's what I do. And then I recognize the centers. So it's non-yellow center, so I want to orient these to be yellow. There's a yellow there. Oof, excuse me, the fucking hiccups. There's a yellow there. There's another yellow there, and there's no yellow on either of these. There has to be a yellow here. Now, just by looking at this, I can tell that all of these require a counterclockwise turn, so a flick with a thumb. So I can quickly flick, 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 assuming that I don't lock up like I just did. And usually while I'm doing the centers, I'll look ahead and try and find this final edge that goes right here. For same color edges, I would kind of do this algorithm: up, down, up, up, and then immediately fix. And then we have just quickly fix that tip, and then we have ELO. Kind of 3 cycle. All right, next scramble. Sorry if the camera view is bad. don't really know how to get a good one. This doesn't have a solved edge either. Oh no. What I would do here is, alright, this center. So, first of all, this first block, I immediately fix the tip. That's the very first thing I do ever, like in a solve. Fix that tip. Because I just want to get out of the way so that later on I don't have to worry about this whole part of the Pyraminx. So, I can move this over here. If these two are opposite and these two are the same, and this, you know, this is that, you know what I mean, you can solve it in 2 moves. And then as I do that, I'm going to be moving this up like that, so that'll be able to solve in 1 move. So I can quickly do that 2 move and then that 1 move. And that'll solve those 2 centers. And again, I didn't really plan for these, the green centers yet, but I can see right here, that's already solved. Then we have a clockwise, counterclockwise, so just quickly move like that. And then just from looking at here, I'm trying to find the red and yellow edge. That's not it, that's not it, that's not it, that has to be it. And since that's red, red's going to be over here, so I already know that that's going to be yellow, so this is going to be an opposite case. So I can go right into bringing this up and then doing that opposite case. Solve centers or tips, and then incorrectly do the ELL. Except I should be doing it correctly. I guess I'm a little screwed up because I'm in the cold. I don't know. It's like 50 degrees out. Okay, 3rd scramble. And I love it when this happens. You have your first block already. Hey. And also you have 2 centers solved already too. So I would immediately just like put it down. You're like, alright, I can look ahead like all the way to ELL. Or up until ELL. I don't like figure out the ELL like, you know, right away, but so that's already figured out. We only have a clockwise twist up here. So when I do that, blue's gonna be here. This is gonna be an opposite. So I know that all I have to do is fix this tip and then do a clockwise twist and then do a 2 flip. And we're already at ELL. So you're gonna get easy solves like that where you can like look ahead that far. It's gonna happen. Doesn't always happen though. Here I have a solved edge. And when I have one solved edge, here's what I like to do. I like to put it in the back, like this. So right here. And no matter what, you can solve this edge, wherever it is. It just happens to be here, and all I need to do is that, and you already have your block. But what that does is it really sets up your center finger tricks. So right away I'm going to solve the tip, bring it up. Since there's no blue here, the blue's here. So you're going to have 2 clockwise twists. So all you have to do is, and then the 2 clockwise twists. And you already, that was flipped, and you're already going into ELL. Alright, next scramble. Got a solved edge right here. Put it in the back. Well, in this case, it's going to end up in the back. What I like to do here is put it like this. The thing is, it's going up in the back. So this is solved. So you want to solve this edge. And that edge is right here. So basically you're going to bring it down and then bring that up and then bring it up so that it's solved. And you're in position. And I can tell that clockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Edge is already solved, thankfully, and go into ELL. Next. Alright, we have a really nice case where not only is the block solved, we don't need to worry about the tip. And I usually like to, with centers, I usually like to move it down like this and then do the next thing. So you have counter, counter, clockwise. And I'm not gonna worry about like this edge going here. I'm just gonna kind of follow it as I do it. So all I plan out in inspection is those centers. So counter, counter, clockwise. Ooh, solved. Just do the tips really quick and then ELL. Fuck. Yeah. Except better. Okay, next. Got a solved edge. We're gonna flip that one. So all you need to do is to flip that is up, down, up, just like that. You saw that. So you have your edge, and then looks like we're going to do clockwise, clockwise counter for the blue centers, because the blue centers must be here because they're not there and they're not there. So do that. Eventually find the final edge and do ELL. I'm getting a lot of flat 3 cycles. Anyway, a few more. I don't see a solid edge here, but I do see a 2-move block. Now, this is one of the rare times where, not really rare, but one of those times where I would not finish up the block holding it like this. I would finish up holding it like this, where these are the centers need to be oriented, and I'm holding it like this. Because in this case, I can easily, first of all, move that right there with 2 moves. But I also noticed that while I'm doing that, this edge will go into this spot. So I'm going to already have my block in 2 moves. So what I would do here is just start doing that, and then fix the tip. Kind of while I'm fixing the tip, just look at the centers. And they're back here, so we're going to have a clockwise, counterclockwise. There's your final edge. And then ELL. Alright, next. This is a really bad scramble. I have to think of what to do here. To be honest with you, at this point, I would just like settle for a bad solve. But what I would do here is I noticed these 2 edges, so the red and yellow, and the red and blue, and it would go around the non-green center. So I fix the tip, then move this up here so I can solve that edge, and then if I move it again, I could solve this edge, and then quickly grab it, do a counter clockwise, clockwise, automatically solves the edge, and get the same ELL I've been getting for the past I don't know how many solves, because this is ridiculous. So next solve. God damn it. Okay, what I would do here is I would solve this edge. So for the non-green, I would do that. Recognize where that's going to be. I know because that's yellow. If I move that over there, yellow's going to be here. I can just move it up, if that makes sense. But I'll show you. So you're going to do that 2 move, and then I'm doing the 2 move, and then move it over here so that you can solve it. And then since it's non-green, this is all going to be clockwise, so you can quickly do that. Final edge, and we got a 2 flip. Alright, I'll do one more. Okay. Again, no solved edges, so you're going to have to think about this. Okay, this edge, if I solve it, in the process, I'm going to be moving that up there so I can quickly move it here. Then you have counterclockwise, clockwise, clockwise. Final edge, yellow. Alright, well, so, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I hope that helped. I don't know if it did, but, you know, hope it did. So, I just wanted to, like, show you a few things that I was doing. Or, what the hell was that? There. I just wanted to show you mainly the technique of when you're getting the first block and you have an edge solved, make sure it ends up in the back so that you can get easy access to the centers and also the center finger tricks that I do. I wouldn't even call them finger tricks, but yeah. And also, yeah, just the center finger tricks and holding it like a bandage. Those kind of moves. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, but yeah. So yeah, that's about it. And if it helped, then that's great. If it didn't, then sorry. Alright, see you later.